Hello everybody and welcome back to Robert's Reviews. I have thoughts and I wanted to share them with you, and this video is important to me quite a bit, and I just put it into context. I just finished watching a movie called Mainstream. Okay, it just came out today, and it's got Andrew Garfield and it's got Maya Hawke in it, and it's an interesting film. And there are spoilers for that film in this video. So if you don't want the spoilers, don't watch it. But they're not really that heavy, and honestly, you should be able to tell what the movie's about based on what I talked about in my previous video, which is my movie review for it. But I wanted to sit down. I wanted to talk to you guys about how it should make you feel. Okay, because and this is gonna be unedited probably. I just want to give you my thoughts on it, because as somebody who is passionate about media and filmmaking and YouTubing, I think it's important that I discuss it, because I watched this movie and at the end of the movie I felt very uncomfortable and almost disgusted, right? Which I think was the point of the movie. I think it's okay for the point of a movie to make you feel disgusted, right? There are lots of movies, loads of movies that the point is to make you be like, ooh, that's gross, I don't want that to happen to me, or like, wow, I'm uncomfortable because that's so real. That's how I felt about Joker, okay? Which, if you haven't seen Joker, it's a DC film, but it's way more than a DC film. It's really about, society as a whole treating people like crap and how they expect you to be okay with that. And this is similar, sort of. Spoilers for Mainstream following right now. Essentially, what happens here is this guy who doesn't like phones or media or anything like that, okay, suddenly gets a phone because somebody asked him to, and they're making YouTube videos. And he's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy until this happens. He gets a phone, and then immediately he starts making YouTube videos, and they're very successful. And then he goes on to this he makes a YouTube show called Your Phone or Your Dignity, okay? And he basically takes their phones, people's, like, contestants' phones, and says, would you rather be able to play on your phone all the time, or would you rather have dignity, right? Which is, it's an important question, okay, it really is. I agree that it was an interesting and compelling argument that you should put in a film, in some capacity. I like the idea of it, I really do. But then people were like, yeah, I want my phone. And he was like, oh, okay. So then they started declining in views, and he started a new one, and essentially what he did was he took this girl's picture on Instagram, okay? And this girl has, like, birthmarks all over her face, okay? And they showed the original picture, which was her with makeup on. It was all really pretty. What Instagram would call an Instagram model, okay? First of all, I hate Instagram. Got that out of the way, okay. Then he showed a picture of the unedited version, which no one had ever seen before, with her covered in birthmarks, right? Which she hides from everyone all the time. So now it's public, okay? And he basically is a complete asshole to this girl and forces her to press the button, which then releases that to all of her followers, right? It's as if, imagine, like, if I pressed the button and I sent nude pictures to everyone that was following me on YouTube. That would be what he just did, basically. Except worse, because I don't really care. And, like, obviously this girl doesn't want people to know, or else she wouldn't have covered it up, okay? And then, a few days later in the movie, she kills herself. She hangs herself because of it. And then the main character goes on to do a YouTube live thing, which I want to talk about in a second. But first, he basically says, and I'm quoting the film here, fuck you, okay? He literally says that to the audience. He's like, you're the one that killed her. You killed the girl, not me, right? Which, no, that's not how that works. I understand I'm so frustrated. I understand why he would think that. I understand how that would gradually be how you would go there from where you were in the film. I understand that. I get it. I totally do. Because he's saying, listen, you were the one that made her feel that way because she felt she needed to cover it up for her audience, right? Which, first of all, is a big issue right now. It's a huge issue, okay? Makeup is a huge issue right now in terms of if people feel like they don't look like a Kardashian, they hate themselves, right? Which is dumb as hell, and no one will ever fix it. It'll always be a problem. So long as there's social media, it's going to be a problem, okay? It's just going to be a problem, okay? I'm coming on here. I have a giant zit on my nose. I have one right here, and I have this gross beard that I wasn't able to shave this morning because I did it at 6:30 in the morning, okay? I don't care. Okay, I clearly don't care about what I look like. I try not to wear my Spider-Man onesie when I'm filming, because then I just look unprofessional. And I want to look semi-professional, okay, I do. But, like, I don't really care about my outward appearance. I'm fat. I'm heavy, okay? I don't care. But most people on Instagram and Snapchat and all these things, they deeply care, okay? And they only post what they are comfortable with, right? That is the whole thing about Instagram. But then Instagram gets into your brain, right? Because when you're scrolling through Instagram, then all you see are the good pictures of the people that post there, right? Instagram models. That's a job now, which is ridiculous, okay? And so they see these things and like, wow, I want to look like that. And then they look in the mirror and they're like, wow, I look nothing like that. And then they compulse over it. They literally compulse over it until they feel like they have exceeded expectations. And now it's a whole process, okay? And it makes people feel like garbage. And that's what this movie showed, okay? Which I liked and also hated, right? And one more thing I do want to mention is that the news came out that it was kind of his fault that she killed herself right before he went into a YouTube live. And I just want to point out, and I hope YouTube would stand by me on this, there's no way that if that kind of news came out on their platform, that they would have allowed him to do YouTube live at that point. There's no way, right? Like, I can almost guarantee you there's no way YouTube would allow that. And if YouTube in any way would allow that, I would probably stop filming on YouTube, because that is some BS. But I want to talk about how that movie should make you feel, okay? Because for me, it made me feel like garbage, right? As somebody who promotes things on the media, right, all the time. I shoot a video every day. I film just about every day. I watch movies literally every day. I post a YouTube video at least once a day. And all of this wishy-washy garbage, right, that I'm posting on here, people like to watch it. They like to know, oh, was La La Land good? Was Lost in Translation good? Yes, they were great. But like, my job is not only to tell you my thoughts, but also to interpret it, which is another reason why I'm making this video, because I normally don't do this, but I am fired right now because I had an energy drink. 2 of them, in fact. And then I watched this movie, and it made me uncomfortable, and then I felt I shouldn't be uncomfortable, because YouTube wouldn't allow this, right? YouTube, all right, I trust YouTube. I really do. I like YouTube a lot. That's why I use it. That's why I choose to use it. I choose to use YouTube other than just like posting on Facebook, because I trust YouTube. I trust them with my content. And I trust that if there's ever an issue, I'm going to know about it first. I trust that if I offend someone, if I straight up call, hey, I think you're fat, and like I publicly post that, and then I would expect them to take the video down and then contact me about it. I would hope that they would do that, right? And I think that they would. I've gotten a video taken down on my private YouTube because I sang a song, okay? Because I was in a chorus group in college, and I had to sing a song, and the easiest way for me to share the link was to post it privately to this YouTube channel and then share that. So then they're like, hey, you can't do that. And I was like, that's fine. It's a private thing. I just was getting the link. And they're like, okay, cool. And like, that's it. And even just that little thing, I just used a little bit of a song and they flipped out. That's great. I like that, okay? I like that regulation. That's the same thing that I would expect them to do if I were like, hey, I think you're fat, and I called someone out on that. I would expect them to fix that. There are so many issues with other platforms, and also there are issues with YouTube. YouTube, I love you, but like there are issues with you, okay? And I think that it's important that we discuss them, and that's why I think this movie is supposed to make you feel uncomfortable, okay? I think it is. It's not a very good movie. It really isn't. Mainly because I hate the character change, but I'm not even going to talk about that because I talked about that before. It should make you feel uncomfortable. This movie should make you be like, wow, that's really, really gross and really a really awful thing to do. And that's the point about... People will watch this movie and be disgusted. They'll be like, wow, I can't believe somebody would do that, right? People do it every single day. Every time an Instagram model posts on Instagram, they are making somebody feel like garbage, okay? And it's not even necessarily on purpose, okay? It's just literally, it's an unreasonable expectation in the media for women, and even for men at this point. It's like, people do that. And this movie called it out, which is why the last speech in the movie was actually kind of good. He literally was like, hey, I'm not going to apologize for this because it's your guys' fault for not accepting who she was, right? I get that. I do. The movie is completely unrealistic in my opinion, and it doesn't formulate what actually would have happened. YouTube would have never allowed that to happen. And then I don't understand how we got to this point right? And maybe I'll make another video at some point in the future figuring out exactly how they got to this point, right? Because this never really was an issue before the media, right? Like, sure, girls would go to the prom and they'd be like, oh wow, that girl's gorgeous, and then they'd feel bad about themselves. But now it's everywhere. How do people live like this? I have never really had an issue with body image because I'm cute. No, because like I just don't care. I really don't care. And I've had so many friends that care. That's all they think about is like, what do I look like today? Do I need to wear makeup today? Should I wear makeup today? I got into a fight with an ex-girlfriend about makeup because I said she doesn't need any, and she's like, I kind of want to wear it. I'm like, then wear it if you want to, but I'm just saying you don't have to. And it was like an hour and a half long fight. It was ridiculous. And like, that happens every day now. Every single day. People do that because of the media. And that makes me feel guilty because I like to participate in media, and that is what I'm going to college for. And that is disgusting to me, and if there's anything that I can do, let me know. If there's anything that I can do to physically help people with this, let me help. I feel like it's so dumb. Case in point, earlier this morning, I was filming and I realized I had maple syrup on my arm. Right there, okay? I had maple syrup on my arm. You know what I did? I filmed the video anyway. I was like, okay. And like, I literally pointed at them, oh, hey, maple syrup. I still haven't cleaned it. I haven't left my bedroom because I've been watching movies for you guys, which is totally fine. I like that. But like, you see what I mean? If other people were like, oh, I have that, and then wiped it off, that's the new normal, okay? We have developed a point where people expect to do what other people are doing, right? Like, if you see a new thing, okay? People are going crazy over free running and parkour and flipping, right? So every young man who is growing up watching YouTube is like, okay, I have to be able to do that or I am not cool. That is not how it works at all, okay? Take me, for example. I, in high school, was in musical theater and I watched Spider-Man every day. I swear to God. And, like, I'm not cool. I'm not. But I don't care. I have 2 best friends. I have a brother. And, like, that's all I need. I just need their support because they support me and I support them. I don't need a whole group of followers, although I appreciate you guys subscribing. It's just because you guys are great. But, like, that's not what I mean, right? You guys subscribe because you like my content. That's different. There are people who subscribe to other people because they want to be them, because they think that they are how they should be. People should be allowed to be themselves. And the media, once again, is allowing unreasonable expectations for everyone in the world. And this is how. They literally, they literally aren't doing it on purpose. Okay? When Kim Kardashian posts a picture of herself on Instagram, she's not saying, hey, you're ugly and I want you to kill yourself. That's not how that works. Okay, it's not. That's not the intention of every single person that posts on media. It's not. But that's how people feel. They're like, oh, if I can't look like her, why am I even alive? And it bothers me so much. And I even have like this small part of me that doesn't even want to make this video or even upload it because it might be controversial, because maybe everyone else thinks differently than me. Comment down below if you guys agree with me or if you don't agree with me. I want to know. I want to have a conversation with people about what is going on right now. Okay, because it is blowing my mind. It's out of proportion. Well, it's not out of proportion. That's kind of the problem. And like, is there going to be a way to fix it? Is there a way to solve this issue? Is there a way to be like, hey, because I've talked to people about this. I've had people come to me about their body issues and they're like, hey, I don't like the way I look. And it's like, okay, well, what do you want me to do about it? Okay, I think you look great. I've never been like, oh, you're fat. I've never done that. I really don't care. Okay, you are you. And I can't put it in my brain. I can't physically understand how these people think that these issues are their issues. Sure, you don't look like freaking Kim Kardashian or, whatever. So what? Not everyone's Scarlett Johansson. I don't care. Why does it matter that much to you? And if it does matter that much to you, how can I help you realize it doesn't really matter? And that's where I'm at right now. That's the point in my life that I'm at right now, is like how I understand why it's happening, but it doesn't seem to be slowing down or stopping. And that is why mainstream, as much as I hated the movie, I think it's an important movie. And I think that if you just don't watch the first 20 minutes or only watch the first 20 minutes, you might understand at least two different things. If you watch the first 20 minutes, you're like, wow, that's a cute little romantic movie about these two people that are YouTubers. It's great. If you watch the rest of the movie, you're like, wow, that just took a turn. Because then they were like, oh, wait, let's discover this. Let's move on to this. They should have been more focused, and the movie could have been way more impactful. And I think that movie is good in terms of its impact. I think it will impact people. I think that it will hopefully awaken people's senses. I don't think it's going to, but hopefully it will. Unfortunately, the movie's bad, and so it's going to be hard to, like, get past that. I mean, just the character structure is awful, but, like, whatever. Not the point. My point is, I don't care what you look like. People shouldn't care what you look like. You are you, and the unreasonable expectations that the media is pushing onto you are ridiculous and not your fault. And also, never feel like you are the one putting these restrictions on you. If you consider yourself pretty, and if the world considers yourself pretty, good for you. Okay, good for you. I'm happy for you, right? That doesn't mean that because you're posting something that you are an awful person either. It goes both ways. Everyone should just be able to post whatever they want in terms of, you know, on YouTube being respectful and responsible, of course. But, like, if you're going to post a picture about yourself, that's fine. Do it. I do it all the time, right? And it's like, it shouldn't impact anybody else, and it shouldn't impact you. It's so complicated. Please know what I'm getting through. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, please comment down below. I want to have an intellectual conversation with people about this, because it's ridiculous. It's unnerving and unacceptable. I feel better. I feel a little better. Hopefully you feel a little bit better too. Please comment down below. I really do want to have a conversation with you. Subscribe if you're interested. I like to post these kind of things every now and then, and I have movie reviews coming out every single day. And if you like what I'm saying, you know, leave a like, because that's helpful. If you don't like what I'm saying, comment. Tell me why. Am I wrong? If I'm wrong, that's fine. I'd like to know if I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong, but if I am, put me in place. But thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And as always, keep watching movies and television, stay educated, and I'll see you guys in the next video.